Hi, Ratcliffe Foundation team. In this video, I'm going to be walking you through the backend dashboard of your website, as well as how to make small text changes and image swaps on your website. So as you can see here, this is the dashboard of your website or the back end, and you will access this through WordPress. So after you receive these videos, I will send you both David and Carlene a username and password. You'll get an email from WordPress. And then after you set that up, you can access this by going to this URL here. It's just your normal URL and then /WP admin. And then once you get here, this is what you'll see. It might look like a lot, but there are really only a few things on the left-hand navigation bar that we're going to need to use. So you can get to the live pages of your website to make edits a couple ways. One of the ways is by navigating here to pages, and then you'll see all of the pages right here. So I'll just click into the home page, for example. If we need to quick edit some information, which is mainly the slug, that's kind of the only thing you would need to change here, which is this right here. So radcliffefoundation.com/home would be your home page. But for most things, you're going to go to this edit button, which will take you to the home page, and then you can start clicking in and editing. So for this example, I'm going to also show you a different way to get to the pages of your site. So on your dashboard, you can hit Visit Site. And this is your live website, but you're logged into WordPress as indicative of this black bar at the top of the page. So I kind of like this way of navigating to different pages because it's a navigation system you're more familiar with than the WordPress dashboard. So again, I'm just going to hop on the home page, and then I'm just going to hit Edit Page. Whatever page I'm on, if you hit Edit Page, it'll take you to the same screen here. So most of your website functions like a big Word document. So to edit the text, you simply click in to each of the boxes, and then just like a Google document, you can delete text, add text. That is not, okay, that's interesting. That's coming up as a capital, so I just won't save this. We'll look into that, but you can just click into each section. The H1s, the button text is also the same. You can just completely delete it, add something new. You can change where it's going to. So if I wanted to update this text to say like contact us, then I would click on this little adjust trigger button right here and then adjust it to go to the contact page by typing in the contact page URL here. Okay, and then it's really the same throughout most of the page. Again, you can just click in, highlight, add more text. You will see that that is the case in most places. And I say most because of what I'm about to show you. So these sections right here are what we call a query loop, and these will be adjusted somewhere else in the dashboard. If you would like a training video on how to adjust these, you can definitely request one, and then I can ask our developer to make you one. However, our suggestion would be to leave the edits to us that you can't access via just simply editing the page, just because there's a lot that goes into this more on the development side. So this would be a great example of something you could use your 30-minute free credit hours block per month on. And you would just submit a support ticket if you want to edit these to support@drioduo.com. But going down the page, it's the same thing here for text. And then images, there's a couple different ways we can update an image. One of the ways, and then let's see what. Okay, I was just looking at what type of image this was. So some of the images, let me see if this is one of them. Yeah, some of the images you can click in and then it'll just come up with a replace button right here. And then if that's the case, then I would just hit replace, open media library, and then you can upload an image from your downloads or go here, you can drag and drop, or you can select an image that's already on the site. And then I would just select that image, hit select, and then it will swap out your image for you. The image that I was just on, for example, as you can see, it doesn't come up with a replace button. So what you do in this instance is one, make sure that the settings toolbar is open and then go to block. And then we're gonna go to this styles button and then go down to where it says background image. Click the image and then click this top image again with the little circle icon, and then you get to the same thing where you can select from your media library, or you can upload from your computer, or you can drag and drop from your downloads. And then again, just hit select. Okay. And then this is another example of a query loop that needs to be edited somewhere else on your dashboard. Again, if you would like the capabilities to edit that, I can ask our developer to make a training video. However, our suggestion will be to submit a support ticket in case you ever need something like that updated. So I am not going to save my edits because as we see here, for some reason, it's only allowing this to be a uppercase Y, which we'll look into. I'll ask our developer after I get off of here. So I'm not going to hit save, but if you did make some edits on this page, definitely be sure to preview the edits first. So to do that, I would just hit view and then you can preview them on mobile, which I would recommend just so everything looks okay on mobile as well, or desktop. For this instance, I'm just going to preview in a new tab. And this doesn't save your changes, as you can see with no Y here. It just gives you a preview of what it would look like if you were to save your changes. So if everything looked good, then I would just go back to this and hit save. And I would do this after all big changes, after you preview. If you're working on a page for a while, something might happen, your computer might crash, and you might lose all of your changes. So I would recommend maybe every 5 or 10 minutes to preview your page and then hit save. But that was a walkthrough on how to make small text and image swaps to your homepage. Let us know if you have any questions.